Gee, I'm glad I'm not doing this for a living.
Well, it's tricky. I don't mind at one level because you learn stuff. That's what Louise keeps saying because she's teaching online too. And you get comfortable with stuff. So,
Well, we can see how messy your kitchen is.
yes, it is. Would you like to see it? Would you like to get the full view?
Yeah, Louise isn't happy with you.
She may not be, but she knows darn well. Well, here, let me show you my workspace, right? So that kitchen's not looking so bad, is it?
No.
Hi, Rhonda.
I wish I could see this.
Well, Joel, Rhonda doesn't have her camera working, but she ought to be able to see us visually, right? There's nothing to stop that, is there?
No, she should be able to see us.
So,
Well, I could if I was on my computer, but I'm sitting in the sunshine, which to me is more important right now.
Oh,
Okay.
that's Joy, right?
Yes, that's Joy.
Yes.
Hello, neighbor.
Hello. I wave at you when I drive by your house.
Yeah, we wave back.
so all we're missing, oh, there's Julie. Julie, you're cameraless too?
I can see and hear you guys, but what did she say here?
No visual.
But no visual. She's
Must
lucky.
not
She-
have any sound either.
Julie, you want to say something?
That's a first.
She may have, she may have pulled our students' favorite trick. She logs on and then they just walk away. Right? And come back at the end of class and go, oh yeah, it was very interesting, Dr. Hank. Thank you so much.
Got it all.
Can Julie hear us now?
Should be able to.
Julie,
She said she could.
Yes.
So Ralph, it looks like only the host can record. You can make her the host if you want. It doesn't really affect you that much.
Oh, I'm recording. I'm fine. We tried this earlier today, Joel. It worked just fine.
Okay.
I'm recording this also.
There we go. Hey, Julie, maybe you need to move a little closer to your machine.
Haven't we bought Julie a computer that has a camera on it?
She has a laptop. It should have a camera in it.
He just doesn't want to talk to us and us to see her face.
Well, maybe I should give her a quick call because it's sort of important, right, that we hear what she has to say.
Well, she's in the chat room. Are you following the chats?
No, I haven't been.
She said she can go home and it works there.
Well, we're in Gunnison, so that probably won't take very long.
There is that.
Yeah.
Here she comes. Hang on. Hi, Julie. Sorry we're not hearing you. Hang on, let me try it this way. Give it a try again. How are we doing with having Julie on speakerphone?
I can't understand what she's saying.
Yeah, I can't really hear.
I can't hear.
I can't either.
That's not working well, Julie. Sorry.
Just let her roll home and get started. How long does it take to get home, Julie?
Say what now?
Taking notes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
11 people.
How long will it take you? Hang on, folks. Yeah, you're gonna have to, because I can barely hear you on the phone right now. There you go. Yeah, we can hear you much better now. What you do?
Can you hear me now better?
I can hear you very well. Everybody else, how are we doing hearing Julie?
Much better.
Much better.
I can hear.
I couldn't understand what she said, though.
I can try to speak really slow.
There you go. For us slow learners.
Well, how long would it take you to get home, Julie?
Just a few minutes.
Well, ladies
I'm
and
just worried that the internet thing might not work with me trying to log into the, I don't know, I'll try it if you guys want me to though.
well, ladies and gentlemen, what shall we do?
Well, we're all sitting at home, so might as well just let her go home.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I'll run home and try it and leave it running here, and if it doesn't work, I'll come back.
Well, you better turn it off. Well, you can leave it running there, but there's also a phone number you can dial in on, right?
Okay.
If you go to here, I got to get away from my machine.
When are they coming back? In about a week or so.
Julie, so if you scroll down a little bit, there's some telephone numbers there you can dial in with. That's what Fred did. You want to give that a try? No, you can use the office or you can use your phone. Just dial in on the numbers that are on the email. Okay, Julie's going to try to dial in.
Ralph,
That's working for Fred, so.
Ralph, if she's got her cell phone, just have her download the app and she can come in on her cell phone.
Good plan.
Yeah. I think it's called Zoom. Zoom Cloud Meetings is the name of the app.
Julie, are you in? Well, we hear thumping.
That's just us thinking.
There you go.
Is that really?
So, Julie, say something specifically.
Mom.
And let me try calling her.
Yeah.
Okay,
Back.
I tried logging in. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Try getting that phone away from the computer.
It's beeping.
Okay, I mean, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me? You guys can't see me.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Julie, if you download the app, you can just come right in with, using the camera on your phone.
I would think I need my teenager here to help me download that app.
We could probably talk you through it.
Well, we can hear her, so
I can hear you, so.
Yeah.
so let's call this meeting to order.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's our first order of business?
Let them know you're here.
Let everybody know you're here. There you go.
So say,
I'm here.
it's Dale.
It's Dale.
I'm here, Ralph.
I'm here, Steve.
I'm here.
I'm here, Joy.
I'm here, Judy.
Me here.
I'm here.
All right.
I'm
Well,
here, Fred.
so let's go to our number one agenda item, which is things to celebrate.
Oh, Donna, can I get this?
Well, look, if you guys don't mind a little dark, Louise and I find the coronavirus outbreak something to celebrate because we get to be together for the rest of the year. Academic.
Hey.
Yeah.
Just X out.
That is a good thing.
Yeah. Not wishing any suffering on anybody else, of course. Has anybody else got something to celebrate? Let's give it a try, even though it's really hard right now.
It could have been an Ebola outbreak.
There you go.
Well, I have a new name for the virus.
Ooh.
It's COVID-45.
COVID-45.
Is that because you're drinking Colt 45s during it?
No.
After our fabulous leader, number 45.
Number 45.
There you go.
He's a problem.
When I read this morning that his performance rating was the highest it's been since he's been in office, I really started to think that the American public are doomed.
I think so too.
That's just insane. Oh, well. Denmark's doing a great job with this, so still that option.
There you go.
Richie has been released from the hospital.
Well, that's something, right?
I'm
Yeah.
not here.
Phone thing's is barely working.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I can't hardly hear Dave.
That may be good.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I can't tell what you're saying.
How about now?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
better.
Stable connection up here in Crested Views.
And you got to make sure you're close to your microphone, right?
This was fine yesterday when I sent.
gotta quit moving around. So find a spot, okay?
Maybe we might want to use this different time of day next time through, but shall we soldier on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Approval of March agenda. I move we approve it.
I second.
Who moved?
Ralph.
Okay. And Joel seconded?
Yep.
Okay.
Any
Because I
further,
don't get your picture. I just hear your voice.
any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Not in favor? All right, well, let's keep moving on. Approval of February minutes.
I move approval of the February minutes.
Joel will second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed? All right. So on to the financial report. And that's to you, Julie.
I sent you guys the bank balances. And Vicki apologized for not having a treasurer's report. And I told her not to worry about it. She called me from the hospital this morning, all worried about it. I told her to just take care of herself.
I did not realize she was hospitalized. I missed that part.
Yeah, she called me from the hospital this morning and her test actually came back positive for COVID. Dawn took her to the hospital yesterday because she was having shortness of breath.
If I may, I should think that perhaps we should send her a bouquet of roses.
I can do that. If anyone's open and delivering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hope and Glory is open, but I don't know if they're delivering.
I could drive it out to pick.
I think they are.
Leave it on the porch. They might not take it all the way out to Pitkin, though.
Yeah. I don't know if they're
I'll
rushed.
look into it tomorrow.
Okay.
So there's not really much of a financial report. Just wanted you guys to see the bank balances.
I don't know if I got that, Julie.
What's that?
I don't know if I got that.
They're listed in the staff report.
At the very top of the staff report.
Oh,
Correct.
gotcha. Okay.
And then I sent you guys an email this afternoon, just after my conference call with Habitat for Humanity Colorado. They wanted us to tell them how much we'd be getting every month in income from our mortgages and what would that look like in 3 months if, worst case scenario, none of our people could pay. Because they're looking into possible resources for us to help us pay that, you know, maybe loans or grants or something like that that could help affiliates that are facing, you know, people not being able to pay their mortgages for 3 months and their restores being shut down and things like that. So I sent you guys that number just so you knew the $2,040 a month at 3 months kind of thing.
Louise mentioned today that she saw that some of the major banks are considering perhaps giving some time on mortgages. I don't know, is that going to flow through to us or not?
Governor Polis put an order in place, like a moratorium on foreclosures, and is willing to give people a 90-day forgiveness kind of deferred payment program for anyone that's been laid off and can't make their mortgage payment.
So that would apply to the residents in our houses then, I assume?
Correct. I've written up a draft letter that I can email to all of you about what we could send to our homeowners, but we want to encourage them to make that escrow payment so we can pay their taxes and homeowners insurance.
Well, I would assume that our homeowners are going to be receiving the full $1,200 for every adult in the home. But my understanding again, and obviously the law hasn't been enshrined, is that could take 4 or 5 weeks. So if we can get any flexibility, even on those payments, if they've lost their jobs, I think that would be helpful.
Yes. Yes.
At this time, is there any way we can have somebody assist our homeowners with questions about paying the mortgage, as well as perhaps how they might secure unemployment checks? Is there some sort of financial advisor that we might work with our clients?
I don't know. I mean, we've had different financial advisors in the past that have kind of helped our homeowners, and I could reach out to one of them. But I was just going to reach out to all of them in a letter, just asking them if they needed any assistance to get a hold of me, and I would try to get them, hooked up with whatever services they might need.
Well, I like that because it leaves it a little bit simpler for now, and they don't get as scared if they know that Julie's got their back. And if something comes up, then I'm thinking it shouldn't take us too long to find that financial advisor, and I'm confident that's a really good idea.
And particularly helping with helping people secure unemployment if they are employed.
Yes, I want to send them a letter to let them know that.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting not to. I would just somewhat proactive on our behalf of trying to assist all our people that we've been working with.
What do you mean by assist, Dave?
Well, some of our people who are holding mortgages and are unemployed may not know where and how to go to secure unemployment, for example.
Do we think that Julie's letter would provide them with the confidence that they've got somebody who can help them?
Yes, I think that would be sufficient, but I'm thinking down the road, when we know what's happening with unemployment assistance and that kind of thing.
Stephen, it looks like you're trying to jump in.
No, I'm just listening. I agree with the way the meeting's going, and I think the way Julie's handling it is the correct way, and she'll get this information to those people that they need for their financial stability.
Julie just sent that letter out. I just got it. So if anybody's got their email up.
is just a really quick draft that I just wrote up today that I would send out tomorrow after you guys approve me reaching out to them.
On the floor? What else? On a chair?
Julie, just reading over it, I would say it's an excellent letter. If we end up wordsmithing it a little bit, that's fine, but I think the gist of the letter is perfect, in my opinion, in terms of expressing our sentiments, trying to help people.
Okay, thanks. I mean, I'm open to just reply to me in an email if you guys want me to make some changes.
The letter looks good to me. Hey, let's
Me
get it
too.
out.
Yeah, yeah, it looks good.
Yes.
I approve.
It's fine, Julie.
Looks like you're on.
I
a
will
roll,
mail
Julie.
them. I'll print them out after the meeting and they'll go in the mail tomorrow.
Excuse my ignorance about board process. Do we need to give Julie a vote of confidence on this?
No.
Thank you, Rhonda.
No. That was excellent.
So let's just let her do it.
Yeah, I'm in for that. It's great.
That was funny.
You got that in the notes?
You do.
All right. Is there anything more we need to talk about with the staff report? Julie?
The Plan B,
Yep.
I guess that comes down below in the pending business, right?
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like what?
Plan B, Sharon was saying she wants to talk about, and
That's on the staff report.
And it later in the agenda too.
It comes up.
yeah. So I think that'll be fine. Anything else in the staff report we need to know, Julie?
Can I get in a word, please?
Sure.
Fred?
Go for it, Stephen.
I think that was
wasn't me.
Fred.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fred. I apologize. Please go ahead.
I would be concerned, how do we build a foundation when we don't know what size family we're building a house for?
Fred, I think that's a very important concern. And I believe at the moment we're trying to cover that in pending business so that we finish the staff report and then move forward.
Okay.
Am I missing something, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, it says right in the staff report that the same foundation footprint would be for either a 2 or 3 bedroom.
Correct.
Okay.
And most likely, we will be building a 3-bedroom. I think the family selection committee would choose a family over the couple as far as need, but that's a family selection committee decision. Well, and the whole board.
Who is our construction expert on the board, please?
That's, I guess that would be me, Ralph.
Could
Steve
you
Fortune.
please chime in? Because I feel I'm pretty ignorant on all this.
Well, basically what they've done is pick a foundation, and they're going to use it either or. It's either going to be a 3-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. They can design the house on the same foundation. And the idea is to get the foundation in now, and it'll be in, depending if we build this year or not. And then we'll get a jump start next year if this coronavirus doesn't allow us to build it this year.
I guess a question I would have, in my mind's eye, I would think that the bedroom sizes in the 3-bedroom then would be smaller than the bedroom sizes in the 2-bedroom. Is that accurate?
Not if
You
there's a
could
loft.
be that way, or it could be that we build a house that has another story up top. A
Correct.
2-story house versus a single-story house.
A loft. And actually, the square footage between a 2 and a 3 is about 200 square feet. So that space could be a mudroom, lots of different ways. It could be a covered porch that was incorporated into the foundation if it was a 2.
So then what I'm hearing,
There's options.
what I'm hearing you say, Julie, is that actually the foundation we'd be building would be one that's meant for a 3-bedroom. And if we end up building a 2-bedroom, then the people we're building that for will have the good fortune of having an extra room somewhere in there. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
The basic building is still, 30 by 60 or something like that. I can pull up the plan, but the basic box shape doesn't really change, just the inside layout.
Well, if I may tentatively offer, from my perspective, if we can make it happen financially, that seems like a sensible idea.
What does, Ralph? I'm sorry, I don't know.
To build the foundation.
Oh, okay. Well, if we're talking about Plan B, I think it makes a lot of sense to go ahead while we can. I have a lot of question about whether we can, in fact, go beyond that this year. But if the question now is with regard to Plan B, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and get that foundation in.
Right.
We also don't have to start the foundation until the end of April, and maybe we'd have that family selection done by then as well.
I think it's very unlikely.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope that's the case, but it seems to me that the end of April does not give us much time if, in fact, the most optimistic time for opening some things up comes about. Even if that happens, then the end of April comes really very close after that. And I'm not at all convinced that in this state, everything is going to be opened up on the 11th of April, as the governor has said, because I think it's entirely possible Gunnison County will continue on beyond that.
True.
But they're allowing construction, so wouldn't that be part of that?
Yeah, but the issue is, if we're trying to decide in terms of a particular family, we're not going to be there that soon. We could go ahead with putting the foundation in.
Right.
We wouldn't necessarily be able to interview families.
Right.
I think it's very unlikely. We could, but I
have a concern about continuing this year because many of our professional contractors that were, electricians, mechanical, plumbing people are entering into this season on the short end of finances, and probably it might be a disservice to ask them to do a discount job for us when they are hurting for income themselves.
that's right.
I have found in the past that when they don't have as much work, they will actually spend time bidding our smaller jobs.
But what I think that these contractors have a lot of work out there and are in the middle of many jobs and may not get those jobs finished and may not have the finances available to do discount for us. I mean, there's a lot of building going on out there with the professional, plumbers, electricians, that kind of thing. At least up here there is.
I think the work's going to be drying up, and people that will be bidding this job would be glad to have the work. I really do. I think some of these companies are going to be, things are going to be coming to a halt real quick. Money's not flowing, and people aren't going to be buying and building like they have been. I already am aware of some real estate deals that just got cut short in the last couple of weeks just due to the fact of the uncertainty of the cash flow. I have talked to an electrician who said he's interested in putting in a bid for this home. I've also talked to a plumber that said he would put a bid in on this next build too. And these are both contractors that I work with in the school district that we use. And the reason we use them is because they are a little more economical than the big boys.
I also ran into Jason from Alpine Lumber. And Dave, you had mentioned talking to him before and that, us wanting to reach out to him. And he's hoping that we are still, going to try to build and that people aren't just going to not build because their business is depending on us supporting local business. And so I have, reached out to a couple businesses just to, see what was happening.
I don't think we can second guess what they will do unless we ask.
Agree.
I think we should ask at least what the thought process is for them.
Yeah, I can see that.
How much more is involved with the foundation than Chris Klein and his time? Are there a lot more other people that have to be in on that?
No, it's actually the time that we don't engage volunteers, really. But I have talked to Killian about us bidding it ourselves if Klein can't get us in. He has implied that he wants to help us, but he hasn't given us an official bid. We've also looked into renting the equipment and possibly pouring it ourselves because there is guys that are out of work that would be willing to help us, like my husband. He's not laid off, but he's working from home. And so there are a lot of people that could help us do it, but we're limited to 7 or less people on site at a time.
Right, right. Well, if we could get that foundation in, that would be a great thing.
I agree.
So do I. I think we ought to go ahead with the foundation. I think any decision beyond that, we need to be careful about what we anticipate right now, I think. But if we can get that foundation in, then if other things begin to open up in terms of family selection and volunteers, then we'd be in a position to go ahead.
I would
I agree.
go ahead with Plan B as presented it.
All right, David, I didn't hear you.
I said I move that we go ahead and continue with Plan B as Julie has presented it.
I'll second
I
that.
second it.
Ron to beat you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed? So moved. Thank you, Julie. I think that was really great that you thought of that and put that together.
You're welcome.
All right. We might as well move on then to the committee. Sorry, I've got the wrong Microsoft Word document up.
Could we have an update on family selection
Yeah, thank you. That's where I was trying to get.
before we go there?
Yes. Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
Sure.
Basically, we've had 3 families that have applied. One has been interviewed, the single mother with 3 children. We have a retired couple on a fixed income that need to be interviewed. And then we have a single dad with 2 children. One has special needs that still has to be, interviewed as well, and still needs to get some documents back from us for like references and things. As far as qualifying, I did get good news that USDA is still offering loans. They've actually lowered the interest rate to 2.75, but I don't know how long that will last if we get somebody, pre-qualified. There's a process that they go online and they can get pre-qualified. The single mother with 3 kids has been through the entire process. She did go online and do that, and they gave her a pre-qualification letter just saying, yes, you do qualify for the program, and they qualified her up to $225,000 for a loan. But that's like I said, really pre-qualification. They have to go into further detail. That's just getting information from her. So they'd have to be, verify all that information that she gave them. So that's as far as we are in the process, just because everything had to kind of come to a halt as far as not getting people interviewed.
Can I chime in on the interviewing process a little bit? I agree that it's very important to be able to read people's body language when you're doing something as important as an interview for the support that we give. I also think that this meeting that we're running here, we're sort of flipping in and out of visuals and audibles and stuff with Zoom, can be a lot stronger if all the people involved, if there would be, 3 people or 2 people plus the people applying. If there's like 3 or 4 people in the Zoom meeting, all of whom have the proper equipment, it's conceivable in my opinion at least, that those key facial indications at least would be available to us. So I'm just throwing out the possibility. At the same time, I very much understand that not everybody is going to be comfortable with that. And I'm certainly not trying to suggest that everybody should be comfortable with it. We have to do what works for us so we can make a really, really good choice, I think.
I don't know that all of the families, and I can't speak for the one that's already been interviewed, but I'm not sure they have capability of doing this. You know, that's asking them to be able to do this, and they may not have the equipment to do it with, or may not understand how to do it. I kind of agree with the fact that I think it's important to be there and get body language and get the, you know, see the house. You know, seeing it on a video isn't quite the same. Your house doesn't look as bad as it probably does in person.
Thanks, Sharon.
I agree with what Sharon is saying, and what Rhonda said earlier. I think it could take us a little bit longer to get the interviews done, because the two families that need to be interviewed, the retired couple, they're of the age of people saying stay, you know, home and isolate yourself. They're both in their 60s. And the single father with the two kids, the youngest one has special needs, and there's no way we would want to compromise her immune system in any way, you know, us, her, and, you know,
yeah, you can't.
That. So, I mean, it's kind of hard, and we have thought about, you know, the Zoom or FaceTime or meeting at a park or something like that, but it doesn't show you the condition of their home.
Right.
Right.
Vicki and I interviewed the one lady and her daughters.
It was Sharon and you.
And it was very, I meant Sharon.
That's okay.
But it was delightful being in there and seeing the interaction between children and parent, the condition of the home, and there's something to be said about it being personal and not the what we're doing now.
Right. I agree.
And I'm sorry, Sharon.
That's okay.
Well,
That's all right.
I think we should put in the minutes. Oh, I mean, Sharon, we should.
Okay.
I'm getting a sense that everybody wishes we could do these interviews, and at the same time, I'm hearing people say that our wishes may not be fulfilled here. Am I accurate in that understanding?
You're understanding it right. That personal aspect is what they want to see. They want to be in the home and be able to see what's taking place in the home that a camera just can't show.
Right.
Right.
Well, so then at the risk of trying to move us along quickly, then we seem to have a decision here. Again, I don't think we need to make a motion on this. We just have to agree that we'll do this as quickly as we can. Is there anything we need to do to try to make this happen as quickly as we can when the opportunity arises?
I do think we need a motion to delay. That's what I'm reading on the agenda anyway.
Well,
I agree.
I think, if I could speak to this, I think we can, at least with regard to the couple that Sharon and I were going to interview, I think we could move very quickly when we can actually find an opportunity to meet with them. For example, I already know a fair amount about the finances just because Julie and I talked about that earlier. So I don't think that the issue I think the issue is just finding a way to do it that will satisfy our need to really understand as much as we can about the families. And as soon as we can do that, I'm probably ready to go, assuming that the gentleman in the third family gets the references and whatever other documents in a timely way.
Yeah, I agree. We just don't know when that's going to happen.
So I guess a question that comes to my mind is, let's assume worst case scenario and we only have 2 families to work with. Are we allowed to make a choice between 2 families, or must we interview 3 families?
We can interview one family. As long as we have one qualifying family, we don't need any more.
Okay, thank you.
And that is courtesy of a former board member.
I didn't get any of that.
Well, Sharon, I just said that as long as we have one qualifying family, we can select that family. We don't have to have a whole handful of families. And then I added, that view was originally expressed by one of our former board members who said, all we need is one.
I think we just need to, legally, we have to finish the application process with all of the applicants.
I think that's true.
Yes.
If they've applied, we've got to do something.
Right.
Correct.
I would defer to Julie at this point, and as is able, when things loosen up, to set up interviews with the other 2 people. And I would just make a recommendation that we defer to Julie to set up those meetings.
No,
I actually set up the last meeting that I ended up canceling because of the situation we're in. I don't know if Julie should just let us know and let us set up the interview versus her doing the whole thing.
What I'm saying is she has the name of the people, and whoever the interviewing committee, he can give that information to them in that packet of material.
Correct. As soon as the file is complete, I contact you guys. I give you guys the information, and then you contact the family, so I don't have to be the middle person and what time is good for you, what time is good for them. Then you just contact them. So as soon as we can do some interviews, I will get you guys to do that.
That's what I was inferring, that you get the information you need, say that they're ready for an interview, and when this situation breaks, we can do the personal interviews.
Yes.
Would somebody like to move that we're going to delay this until we're in a position to do the interviews face to face?
I so moved. Joy.
Second?
I'll second it, Joel.
So race. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Abstentions? So moved. So we're now to old business, Resource Development Committee. Rhonda, that's for you to report, please.
All right, may I ask a question before that, without getting into a whole discussion about the construction budget? Let me just ask, is it anticipated that if we do build, that the 3-bedroom would not be straw bale?
Correct. So there was more space.
Okay.
So the walls don't take up so much. It would be full cellulose.
Okay, all right. Thank you. obviously, we hope that we can have the yard sales. I think a lot of things are going to be different for us this summer than they've been in the past. We didn't anticipate that the yard sales would dramatically increase our income, but offset some part of the price of that storage unit. Let's hope that is still true. And we'll try to stick to the schedule that we worked out at our last meeting, yard sales in June, July, and August. And we'll hope that we can carry that off. It'll be interesting to see if we have the number of summer visitors this year that we usually have. They always make yard sales, well, sort of more interesting, and certainly bring in a little bit more money, especially those who go around and gather up yard sale items and take them back to Oklahoma and sell them again.
Yeah.
And I think there are quite a few people who do that, which is perfectly all right if they will. My view about some of our summer visitors is that if they leave all of their money here, they can go home.
But they have to leave all of it?
Well, a good bit of it.
Louise is saying
Yeah.
has to leave all of it.
Yeah, but the problem is some of them want to take a ton of stuff off our hands for almost nothing because of the volume, and that irks me personally.
Yes, that is an issue, and I don't suppose we have any solution for it. In any event, we will go ahead with the schedule as we worked it out at our last meeting. And related to that, I could welcome a committee member to join the Resource Development Committee. One of our members has resigned, and a third member, both of the members up to this point, other than myself, were community people, and one of them has resigned. The other is available in a fairly variable way. So if someone would like to join me on this committee, I would certainly appreciate it. And then briefly, just one other item. I read with interest, I think, in the staff report about the Valley Fund, and I need to check with you, Julie. Do you think it makes sense to contact Jim Starr before you're an executive director, or after, or what? What's your sense about the timing on that?
He was going to, they were having a board retreat, and they probably had to talk about, hiring a new director, and they were going to talk about at their meeting, just collaboration efforts. And so I've already reached out to him once, so I think that reaching out to him again anytime would be fine. I don't know where they're at in their process of getting a new director.
Okay. Well, I do know Jim. I've known him for a number of years, and including back when he was a county commissioner. And so I think if you don't, if you're not concerned about the timing on this, I might go ahead and try to reach him sometime in the next couple of weeks and just have a very general conversation with him and see where they are.
I think that would be great. And they also have changed a couple things on their website, and they have a grant process and a loan process. And so that was going to be my next kind of conversation with him. I talked to him a little bit about it, of Well, we kind of want both. We want you to give us some money and possibly lend us some, but giving us some would be better.
Yeah.
It certainly would. Well, I'll try to reach him sometime in the next couple of weeks and just have a very general conversation with him. I will check the website in advance of that, and so I have a little background. And if it turns out they've hired somebody, and if he wants me to talk to that person, I'll do that. But I'll let you know if they've hired, I'll let you know who the person is.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. All right, Ralph.
Well, we're on to new business then, right? Or do we need to vote to accept Rhonda's report?
You can either accept it or not. It depends on what you want to do.
You're on a roll tonight, Rhonda.
I've been in this house by myself a long time.
We're all starting to become crazy, huh?
I think that's why Joy is outside.
Oh, I'm not outside. I'm just sitting by the window where the sun is, and it just feels good. It's a little too windy to be outside.
Yeah, I know it is.
All right, so new business. Rhonda, if you'll have me, I'll be very happy to serve on that committee.
I'll have you.
Okay.
Done.
We'll
It's
connect
easy.
offline. We'll connect offline then, Rhonda?
Pardon me?
We'll connect offline. I'll shoot you an email and we can figure out how we want to talk and stuff.
All right, that's fine. Thanks.
You bet. So on to new business. Discovering values process. I think we've been doing really well. I would like, if I can, still to talk to Dale and Fred. And of course, I'd like to talk with Vicky, although I don't know how soon that'll happen. But I don't know what else to say on that one. I apologize.
I'm not sure you'll be able to come up with a meeting place anyway.
Well, last time we talked, she wanted to do this by phone or via Zoom. She was comfortable with either. So perhaps if she's at home and she's getting better, she may just appreciate an opportunity to chat and do something. I mean, if I'm entertaining enough, might be worth it. So Dale, I guess Dale didn't join us, but Fred, I'm coming after you. I already mentioned that this afternoon.
I did join you. This is Dale. I did join you. I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've been so quiet.
I didn't know Dale was on either. Yeah.
I apologize, Dale. I would very much like to get in touch with you and sit and chat, or we can do it over the phone or even Zoom if that's something you're comfortable with.
Yeah, well, by phone would probably be the easiest.
All right. Well, so then I'll get in touch with you and we'll set up a time. We'll try to do that sooner rather than later. Louise and I are a little swamped with getting stuff online, and then Thursday we're driving back from Pennsylvania to Colorado, and I can report out on where you can get food in this country.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So I don't see anything else. Is there anything else to be discussed, or shall we move to close our meeting for today?
I finally thought of something to celebrate. I want to celebrate Habitat's commercial at Son of a Gun.
There we go.
Yes.
I thought it was great.
I'll join you in that.
Well,
it was good to be first.
I got tickets for the Saturday show, but we needed to help a friend who was I'm in a bit of a tough spot. So Louise and I didn't make it, but there's always next year.
We hope.
I posted the commercial on our Facebook page if anyone wants to see it.
Love to.
Yep.
All right. Would anybody care to move to end our meeting?
I so move.
Who's that?
I second it.
That was,
That was me, Joy.
Joey, and who seconded?
Steve Fortune. I second it.
Okay, thank you so much.
any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Anybody opposed who wants to keep on talking longer? So moved. Thank you all for going through this process. It's a little weird when you go online the first time with Zoom. And we had an extra lot of fun with people working with telephones and stuff. And I do want to say, I think we did a great job. So we can pat ourselves on the back. I don't know how to do that virtually yet, but if ever I figure it out, I'll let you know.
yeah, just no touching.
Every time Julie gets on there, it sounds like a heartbeat.
Well, here, maybe I can try this. See if I can
Sorry.
go forward. Cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
All right. We'll see how we move forward. Hopefully the next time we can meet in person. If not, I'm sure we can make it happen this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bye all.
Stay well, everybody.
Aye.
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
Thanks.
Leave meeting.
Yes, leave meeting will work.
Thanks.
Can you see the leave meeting, Dale? There we go. And there's an iPhone and Julie's still up.
Julie trying to get a hold of you?
I don't know. Are you?
No.
I don't think so.
That might be your computer still on. That's why it was echoing, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Joel, I think, Julie, are you still there? Joel, why don't I end this meeting and
Okay.
then we can go right back into it, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Cool, see you in a bit.
See ya.